So, like I say, I didn't know. I didn't realize that this black person had made some deal or blah, 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 blah. And like I said, apparently he knew. He knew about me, and he knew about the great Lucifer Starline. So there's this black guy, and I think he had a sixth grade education. I think I forgot to ask him. I don't really know. He might have been a well-educated man, but there's this black guy basically, and pretty much he did what he did basically because he wanted to basically, um, he wanted to basically be the one who basically, took down one of my cities or something like that. Which, like I say, I don't know. I mean, I can't blame him because in 900 trillion years, I had always been the victor of every war. No one had ever beat me. Like I said, between my 1.5s, my exoskeletons, and the human race, or the human life form types, I was pretty awesome in war, basically. Basically undefeated. I had been undefeated in like some odd years, like 20 years, basically. I had been undefeated or something like that. And so, yeah. So he had known about me or known me, and basically what he had done is he had taken some white people and he had taken them down to Africa, and he had shown them a good time like you wouldn't believe. He had made sure that they got any and every woman that they wanted. He had given them any drug and every drug that they wanted. He had really basically pretty much given these white people whatever they wanted and made sure they had it just their way. And so basically he had their devotion. So basically they helped him breach what's it called, Germany. They went back. They were from Germany or something like that. So they went back to Germany. They basically snuck in. They got some guns and they basically hit my front lines on the corner. Is that middle section just above. They were trying to come in through Spain, like I say, and they couldn't get in through that way. We would just carpet bomb them, when they tried to cross, or when they, out in the open. So basically, they were coming up through that's that middle section where they actually breached. And basically, like 1,000 people, basically, they snuck in. They killed a couple of the Germans from behind, and they basically used the cannon, to basically shoot the French. And then the black people rushed the walls, basically. And then, it's funny, he's like, "Don't worry, I killed them for you." So right after they helped the black people come in, he put them all together in a thing, and then he executed them. I was like, "Oh, gee, thanks." So anyway, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so him and his people, they cruised through Germany, they got all their stuff, and then they left. Or something like that. He was just trying to be, he just wanted his name to be. I forget his name though. I wish I could remember it. He wasn't a bad guy. I actually kind of liked him a little bit, and he seemed to respect me a little bit because he was like, "They're taking our glory. We faced off together for over whatever years, and I finally was the one who breached your defenses." So, yeah, I was undefeated for the longest time. And he finally got in. He breached my defenses in Germany. So, and caused a nightmare of a problem for me. I mean, I gotta admit, like I say, undefeated around the place, and basically, I was epic. And he finally breached my defenses. He had to. Yeah, he was like, he talked shit about them like crazy. He was like, "I was so sick of helping." I forget what he said, but he really got sick of their whining and complaining. He's like, they're always whining and complaining and stuff, and but he basically gave them whatever they wanted, and basically he got them to basically do something really stupid. So, I was like, no counting stupidity. Oh well. So anyway, they got executed, and he breached my defenses in Germany. So that's how they got in. Anyway, didn't do much good because we were already underground, I think, like that. So, and we almost knew about it after the way, but the French got murdered. It was merciless on the French. The French were just in front of the Germans, basically, and they used the German guns to pretty much basically slaughter the French. And then they rushed in from both sides. So it was bad. They were asleep. Those white people were just so... Those kids were so pathetic. They just pointed the guns down at the sleeping French. The French were all in their tents asleep for the night. And they just started hosing them down. Like, it was just... They were just so fucking pathetic. They just... they used the German guns to shoot the French. They killed the Germans and then turned the guns on the French. And then the blacks hit them hard. So, like I said, I didn't double cross the French. The French might have, they blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. Some stupid ass white people had gone down to Africa. The black people had shown them a really good time and basically gotten them and promised these kids everything. They promised these kids the sun. They promised them a mansion. They promised them each a mansion. They promised them each a car and 25 women and blah, blah, blah. They promised them everything. All they had to do was this one thing. And so the guy just slaughtered. He's like, you can't trust traitors, you know. So he had them slaughtered. So they chose him. So he had them killed. Right after they helped him breach the walls. So anyway, yeah. And he had wanted to kill them a lot sooner. Because apparently he was forcing, they were like, you got to help us. You got to help. We won't do it. You know, they were like testing, like in the country of Africa or whatever, surrounded by black people. These kids were acting like they were the kings of the world or something like that. They were demanding things from him. And so they rubbed him really the wrong way. Like, they're demanding this, they're demanding that, or they wouldn't help him, blah, blah, blah. And basically, and then they, you know, so he said, you can't trust traitors, you know. So they shot the French, and then he used his troops to come in. And then he slaughtered them. So anyway, apparently they had a few girls with them or something like that. And one of the girls contacted me. And I negotiated for the release of the women. Because I liked one of the girls I kind of knew or I liked or something like that. And so I wanted the women spared. And I think what I said was basically, they were like, what about blah, blah, blah? And I was like, they have to negotiate their own release. I didn't like the men they were with. The men that they were with had gotten them into the situation. And so I said, I'll pay for your release and I'll make sure you get released. But the men, they're on their own. I don't give a fuck about them. They're stupid as fuck for trusting the black people in the first place, or trusting blah blah. If they got themselves into this mess, they can get themselves out of this mess. If you can negotiate their release for the money, then fine. But that's on you. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Why would I care? So the girls the girls were talking to me, or something like that, negotiating with me, and blah blah blah. There was like this negotiation, and I just negotiated for the women. Like a lot of times, I would negotiate for women and children. The men were most of the time, unless the men were working for me, the men were on their own. Because it's like, look, you got yourself into this fucked up situation in the first place. You trusted someone else. You thought that they were that they were your answer to whatever, and you went against my word and my laws and my rule. And when you do that, then you're on your own. You know, you turn your back on me, you're fucked. You don't have the love you don't have the support of my 1.5s. You don't have the support of my exoskeletons. You don't have support of the human race. You're on your own. And that's that. I'm Lucifer Starline. Those who back me generally do better. Everyone knows everyone gets rich off of Lucifer. Or everyone has a better existence with Lucifer. Everyone knows the story of Lucifer Star. I mean,